I have screenshot 14 messages, 14 comments that were supposed to be on my channel that just disappeared. Just like on YouTube, forgive your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I was kind of undecided on what subject to talk about because in reality I really wanted to address an issue that I recently learned about in Jamaica, where a 81-year-old man died in prison after being detained in prison for 40 years without being charged for a crime. I really wanted to get on that case, but after some deliberation between that case or tackling YouTube and its senseless mute, I've decided let me tackle YouTube on its senseless mute first, because if I tackle a subject such as someone who's been in prison for 40 years without actually been to trial, some of my viewers or subscribers may want to make a comment, and then again YouTube is going to start muting people's comment even though it's their point of view, their opinion. One of the main reasons why I started this channel on YouTube is because YouTube is a social network. So when I think about social network, I think about socializing, so virtual chit-chatting. Everything that people says out of their mouth in comments is not necessarily going to be facts, but this is my platform, this is my world. Most time they're addressing my subject matter, and we banter or we teach each other. We learn from each other and we correct each other, or we agree and disagree with each other. That's what social network is all about. We share things. In this particular case, we share point of views and share opinions. I understand that every now and then you get some internet trolls who come and blast profanity or insults all over your page. That is clear and that is not tolerated. And like I've said in the past, I would prefer if YouTube kind of leave it up to the content creator, the moderator of the channel, to delete, mute, or block those people who that individual may not want on his or her channel. Reason why I vouch for that is because I believe that YouTube's sensitivity to what they deem to be offensive is a little too much. I have screenshot 14 messages, 14 comments that were supposed to be on my channel that just disappeared, got muted by YouTube. So before most of you start wondering how do I have copies of it, as the moderator of the channel, as the content creator of the channel, every now and then I will get a notification of all comments that is made on my channel. Any comments that's made on my channel, I get a notification of it. But here's the thing with deleted comments by YouTube. Some of them, not all, some of them, I would say they slip YouTube net for a few seconds or for a minute or two. Some of them I get a notification of and I get a preview of it. And it's only when I click into that particular comment that I realize that it doesn't exist. So let's hope that clears up to some of my viewers and subscribers as to how I know that YouTube is muting people's comment. And here's the thing. When YouTube came out with its filtering system, I was all for it because I'm thinking, okay, you know, they've got a sophisticated system. They understand all kinds of language. They understand all kinds of spelling and misspelling. So they will know what is offensive from what is not offensive. They will know what is a troll from what is not a troll. They will know what exactly is a genuine comment from what exactly isn't a genuine comment. Anyway, after a few months of reviewing YouTube and seeing some of the comments that they have deleted or muted, I'm not in support of YouTube filtering system. And who knows what other comments that I didn't get to see. Anyway, I'm going to read out 14 comments. I made comments on them along the way, but I'm going to number them. That way, if you guys want to agree with YouTube muting that comment, you can say, okay, number 3 and number 5 and number 7 or whatever was fairly muted. Other than that, you can use the number to the comment that you agree or disagree with and comment in the section below. So here goes. The first one is by a subscriber or a viewer by the name of Mike Uhuru. Mike Uhuru says, once the mind is under psychological control, anything is possible thereafter. He can control and exploit all the Michael Jordans of the world to the black hip-hop artists who will write the most. That's pretty much all I've seen. Those 3 dots mean there was more that he said, but I could not see the rest that he said. If the offensive part is in that area, I don't know. But from what I read, personally, I don't see anything wrong with that comment for YouTube to mute it. Mike Uhuru was just expressing his opinion, and I didn't really see anything in that comment that is severely wrong or severely against any moral statutes that YouTube had to block that one. The second comment says, Black Americans was known to be racist against foreign black people, and they would tell everyone they came here on a boat. Now they need boats to rescue them out of those same ghetto neighborhoods. And again, I didn't see the rest of what Linda Patrice Smith wrote, so I can't say anything about what I didn't see, but what I can contest is what I did see. She was trying to highlight the fact that Black Americans are racist against black foreigners. The argument she used, if the comment was allowed, my counteraction to that comment would be that that is not racist, that's prejudice, you know, that's a bias. But I wouldn't, that would be my argument anyway. My argument would be like, to the argument that you have submitted, I couldn't support your racist view on it. I would have to say that's prejudicial, not racist, which is 2 different things. Anyway, on to the next one. The next one, Kiana Vision commented, awesome post. I think you'd like my content too. Keep up the great work. Okay, that is a pleasant post, but the reason why I think YouTube blocked it is because a lot of people who are not subscribed to your channel will go around trying to market their own channel. They'll come on your channel and they'll pretty much spam it with great video, I like your content, da 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 da. So I don't know if in this particular case YouTube saw this individual as that, or maybe this individual has a history of doing that on other channels. I don't know, but based on what this person wrote on my channel, it was a pleasant comment, and I didn't see a reason to block it. Moving on to the next one. Diva Dolly says, something to think about. A lot of those businesses closed due to COVID-19. Many would have gone under. Some of the looting and burning were a bit too organized. Now instead of filing bankruptcy, I think that's what she was going to say, bankruptcy. Again, I don't see a problem with that comment. The only thing I saw in it was they mentioned COVID-19, and a few months ago, YouTube did have some restriction with the word COVID-19, but then later on, they lift the restriction so people can now say COVID-19. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Mike Uhuru again says, put white people, Chinese people in the exact position from slavery to now. There is no way we could do to them that they do to us. They would go down fighting. Look on how they dominate Africa. I think that's Africa he was going to say. Again, I don't know. But I didn't see any problem with that. I'm trying to see the logics. You know, I'm not trying to defend the commenters. I'm trying to see the logics. I'm trying to understand YouTube, and for that reason, I'm calling out YouTube to say, this is the reason, that is the reason, for me to say, oh, okay, or point me to the YouTube agreement that says this falls into that category. I'm a reasonable person. But anyway, still moving on. Veronica Powell says, look, my brother, pain is not a nice feeling at all. Only a pity they could not flatten the city, because the evil of white people is not pretty. I don't care about the burning and the looting. Off. I think the next word was going to be off. Okay. She says it's a pity they didn't flatten the city. I guess YouTube could interpret that as promoting violence or promoting a riot, I guess. But at the same time, that's her opinion. She's not telling anybody to flatten it. She pretty much saying it's a pity. That one is on the fence for me. It could be debated. Let me know what you think. On to the next one. Daitari or Ditari Turik says, to the young wannabe black man who created this video, you're full of blank, and please don't call Jamaica in your nasty explanation, hypocritical mouth, explanation, you're trash, explanation. It's wannabe black persons like. I think the next word was gonna be like. Okay. How do I feel about this one? Here's the thing. First of all, I'm a middle-aged man. In 2 years, I'll be 50. So if this individual refers to me as young, then it tells me that it's an older person than myself that is making this comment. And you use a word, persons, and I've noticed that a lot of Jamaicans use persons instead of people. So I would come to the conclusion that this is an older Jamaican individual, and it brings a little bit of shame to me because it's a Jamaican person, and I'm Jamaican, and I like to shine the light where my people are positive or reflect positivity, but this case apparently not. Okay, you use the SH blank blank word, which YouTube, I've seen YouTube allow worse, but I'll get to that in a few minutes. He was insulting, but it's insult that I could take, you know. So let's just say I'm not as sensitive as YouTube. This individual doesn't know my mouth, so he doesn't know if it's clean or if it's dirty. So let's just say the insult was pointed towards me, so I didn't take any offense to it, or YouTube probably think I should take offense to it. You know, you guys tell me what you think about it. You know, what disappoints me the most about that comment is because this individual was referring to the video that the thumbnail says, I agree with Trump. A lot of people gave me thumbs down, and a lot of people gave disapproved comments, but I was ashamed for the reason why they gave the thumbs down and disapproved comment, because none of them actually took the time out to actually listen to the video. So they didn't know what I agreed with Trump with. Am I pro-Trump? Am I anti-Trump? It only enriched my viewpoints when I say black people don't read. In this case, black people don't listen, they don't research. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. Anyway, let's move on to the next one just to save time. Ronald Gage says, black people don't want your dirty Catholic religions. Okay. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's his opinion. Calling a religion dirty, is it a bad thing? I don't know. Let me know what you think. That's just my view. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, it wasn't profane. Let me know what you think. And let's move on to the next one. D. Diane. D. Diane is one of my long-standing subscribers. She wrote, the worst thing with the protest that I hope everyone was able to observe were the subversive groups who were at the protest for their own nefarious gain. White nationalists, rednecks, and the letter C was going to spell out another word, but I couldn't see any more after that. D. Diane, you know I love you, and I'm going to tell you, I would have loved to have the opportunity to respond to that, but your comment was muted by YouTube. I know you. I've known you for a minute now. We've got kind of virtually acquainted with each other, and I know your fairness, and I also know your maturity, and that you mean no offense to anyone. You were just speaking your truth. Moving on to the next one. Sherry Townsend says, history contradicts you. Number one, black slaves were the fiercest. The reasons the white slave owner was so brutal with his slave was because they were so hard to manage. So-called uppity slave had ... I couldn't see any more. I like that comment. It was a reasoning. You know, that person was about to educate me or inform me on what they think I should know. But YouTube mute them. Moving on to the next one. Darius A says, interracial protests are useless. Black folks always allow their movements to be co-opted, infiltrated by others. It's his opinion. Maybe he could back it up with some proof. But it's his opinion. I didn't see anything that was wrong with that. Moving on to the next one. Van Mack says, I hate when black people include brown people in our struggle. When I see them fight with us, then I will include them, but we can't fight for them until we win for ourselves. I think that person meant when we win for ourselves. Anyway, I heard a few people made a comment about they don't like when I mention black people struggle with brown people because brown people are against us as well. Okay, there are some evidence of that, but let's win this battle first, and then we take on our brown counterparts, because I did know about the incident that went down in the Dominican Republic versus the black Asians from Haiti. I did know about that. And I also know that there are some brown-skinned people, whether they're Jamaican, Dominican, Hispanic, or whatever, that thinks they're better than us or they're not black, so they don't identify with us or they can't relate to our struggle. But that's another vlog. Moving on to the next one. This one was actually one of my favorite ones that I would really have loved to discuss with this person. It was Denise Eugene, who says, my parents weren't cowards. My father put cops in the hospital during the civil rights movement. My parents were arrested for the fight several times, the teachings and listening to history, not TA. I didn't know what that is, but I like that one because she was actually exempting herself and her parents from a comment that I made. Like I said, you know, black Americans need to fight. They need to fight back. They need to do more. And she was just saying, well, you know, my parents did. To all my black American people, I want y'all to know, to all my viewers and subscribers, know that when I point at a race or at a nationality or at a specific group, I'm not necessarily referring to every single individual. There are usually exceptions to each group, nationality, citizens, etc., etc., etc. Moving on. The simplest one and the last one on the list of all the ones that YouTube mute. YouTube did not mute this. F you, punk. I'm just saying F you. It was the whole word spelled out. I just blurred it out. but that one was not muted. That one was allowed. So that just contradicts YouTube's filter. So I don't quite understand what's going on with YouTube. Anyway, that is the 14 that I wanted to highlight. I'm sure there are a whole lot more, but I just wanted to point out to my viewers and my subscribers what's going on behind the scene, what I'm struggling with in regards to YouTube. I mean, at the end of the day, the most YouTube can do to me is ban me from their platform. That's the most they can do. And I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. So anyway, people, let me know what you think of this video on my channel. As you know, I appreciate thumbs up or even thumbs down. I appreciate agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. And while I'm at it, I will take this time out to let you guys know other ways that you can support my channel. The first and simplest way that you can support my channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. And the second and most important way that you can support this channel is by hitting that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel and follow me through my YouTube journey. Other ways that you can support my channel is by going to my Teespring online store and buying some of my merch. And another way that you guys can also support this channel is by joining me in Patreon to give me a contribution to support what I do on YouTube and what I do to entertain you guys. Once again, I want to thank you guys for your continuous support and ask that you join me, ENT Sebast, on YouTube and see where my journey takes me. Until next time, people. Peace.